Hello, everyone. It is Craig from UDS, also known as Upside Down Shark, and I am joined by two members of the most handsome band from Yorkshire, Going Feral. I have Rob and Alex here today. How are you both?
Feeling pretty handsome.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, and Alex, same for you?
Yeah, well, this is it. Yeah, that's about right.
Yeah, you've made it. There's nothing else that needs to be said, really.
Cool. Well, if that's everything, thanks.
No, there you go.
Yeah. It's been a pleasure.
So here at Upside Down Shark, we like to ask the hard-hitting, just journalistic questions. So I present to you two. If you were a pizza, which one would you be?
It will probably be the most boring answer. I'd go for special vegetarian calzone from Pizza Pie on Broad Lane, Leeds.
It was a pizza.
Yeah.
I've just eaten a pepperoni,
Okay.
so I guess I'll just go boring, but yeah.
Okay, pepperoni. Not like extra spice or anything on there, no?
Few chilies on
No,
it.
let's go to the old staple, you know.
Okay, yeah. That's,
Just straight down the middle.
get cheese and tomato, you get pepperoni. They're the two common ones. So
Exactly, yeah, like you know where you stand.
See, I think
Alex?
I'd go for. I'd want to cause debate on purpose, so I'll go for ham and pineapple because everyone's got sort of problem with pineapple on pizza, haven't they? Like everyone's got a contentious point on that.
Oh, well, if we're trying to cut controversy, then throw some anchovies on as well.
Anchovies,
Yeah.
slimy. No, thank you.
My mum used to be weird. She used to make a tuna and pear pizza when I was a kid. That's weird.
People put oranges on there as well, don't they? Like clementines and stuff like that.
Whoa, that's a bit far,
wrong.
isn't it? Come on.
Oh, I used to like ham and not ham, chicken and pineapple. Just so sweet, so good. Just what you need from a pizza after a hard day, you know. So I'm okay with pizza. To people that are closed-minded to pineapple on pizza, open your mind, right, to new things. You can find happiness.
I agree.
Yeah, the hard hitting. Yeah,
Yeah, there you go.
getting
there you go.
philosophical now.
So your new single is out 29th of this month called Too Late Already It's Too Late. And I was just wondering, you know, the usual question of how did you come to this? How do you make it? What does the title mean?
The title means we got tired of arguing with each other about what we should call it.
That's great. That's great.
Yeah. I think with being instrumental, it's hard coming up with titles because, you know, normally you just take a line from the chorus and just like slap that on it. But obviously we don't have any lyrics. So that went out the window. So it was more just like, what wacky sentences can we come up with and what's the wackiest, but also isn't going to get us banned from publications.
Is that the same for you, Alex? You just fed up with the arguing? Here we go. Slap it on.
No, I just argue until I win.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, well, it was actually Alex's title, so that actually holds true. Yeah.
So being an instrumental
To
only
be honest,
band.
just
go ahead.
it's a Peep Show reference.
Oh, okay. Okay. Very, very good. Very good. When was the last episode of Peep Show?
Oh
When-
God.
When was the last episode of Peep Show?
The
About
last
8 years
episode.
ago now.
Yeah. So timely, sort of. It's this last decade.
Yeah. Well, it never goes out of fashion. It's on Netflix now, so
Oh,
know,
there you
it's
go.
just-
The best thing ever.
yeah. Well, everyone's in lockdown, so I think most people are just rewatching.
Peep
Like,
Show.
just rewatching. I mean, I think I've gone through it twice in the last year, and I'm not
Exactly.
even that big of a fan of it.
So with as you mentioned, it's instrumentals is what your band do.
Yeah.
How do you come up with the names exactly? Because as you said, you know, with lyrics, you have the usual chorus, and then you take something from there. With Too Late, It's Already Too Late. What stopped you from like calling it something else, like the Dizzy Happy Party or something like that?
Well, Alex just argued us to death, so that's one thing. Other than that, I don't know. Really. It was just no one had any better ideas. Like I personally have a big list of like song titles and stuff they're mainly like jokey things, but the list is a few years old now. So like half the stuff I wrote down, I was like, oh, that's hilarious, and then you come back to it 3 years later, and you're like, that's punchline, but where's the setup? So we've got a big list of stuff like that, but it's mainly just once you've like shortlisted it, what pops. And of the titles we had shortlisted, that one popped.
Okay.
Yeah, it's that kind of thing. I mean, I remember they weren't instrumental, but I remember like I was a big fan of a math rock band called Meet Me in St. Louis, and they just cheated where it's like literally every song title was just a film quote.
Yeah.
So I mean, we might end up going down that route where we'll just randomly pull film quotes, or just become a peep show band. Every song is just a different peep show quote.
And then you can say you're a concept band with a concept album. There you go. No one would know differently, would they?
Yeah, exactly. Like I think we've cracked it there. Yeah.
Change the world.
Yeah, one peep show quote at a time.
So you guys came together in November 19th, and I believe the tagline, if I remembered it correctly, is that the gloves are off with ditching vocals. What was the onus behind that exactly?
I think it was more we kind of, when we came together as a three, we'd kind of already made that decision. We wanted to kind of go down an instrumental route. I think that kind of tag thing was just it was kind of a silly idea. Obviously, we've all been in previous bands before. We've all been in bands with vocals. I mean, Rob still is in another band. Like, so we all
around a bit.
Like, so I quite like the idea. Deep down, we're all more kind of like into like the music. Not necessarily trying to say something clever or anything like that. We just pluck names out of thin air, basically. So. Yeah. It's just kind of made sense. That's what we want to do. I don't want to sit and try and start singing songs about love or Brexit or anything like that. Like,
or the love for Brexit.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Well, there's a niche.
Yeah.
So it was purely like, oh, we've been in other bands. We just want to hear the music and not someone whining over the top. So let's keep it simple.
Yeah. Exactly. Well, Alex, I'm in another band that actually has vocals, so for me it was a chance to do something different as well, because I've never really gone down the instrumental route before. So I just thought, oh, it could be interesting. And yeah, I mean, I'm still here a year and a bit later, so I'm not sick of it.
Most of that time we've been in lockdown, really. So.
Yeah, that's true, actually. Yeah.
Do you think there's any just coincidence that you guys became a band a few months later? We were all in lockdown.
Yeah,
it was. It happened right after our second gig, so I didn't know. We rocked so hard that the country had to close.
I agree.
Yeah, I like that.
It was.
So if you've been in a band, a classic band with lyricists and stuff like that, is the process of making your music any different at all compared to that?
Yes, because with the other band, you can frame stuff around vocals, so you end up. It's quite easy to go down a sort of verse chorus kind of route. And to be honest, when we're trying to talk about songs, when we're putting them together, we all have different frames of reference. I'm quite guilty of doing that when I'm like, right, so that first verse, and then Alex will be like, what the fuck are you talking about, verse 1? And then we have to be like, oh, riff A that goes into part 2.
I might start talking about the art of form or something just to confuse you, like.
Yeah. So you've got the numbered thing, the section names. You got about 4 different ways of talking about the same 12 seconds of music. But so the way we put it together, we're less bothered about the overall structure. Like, we're not thinking we need to write a verse, chorus, verse kind of thing. And also we have to busy things up a bit because there's a lot more space.
Yeah. And so you've never just been talking about, verse, chorus. No, I'm talking about a completely different song. That's never happened before.
No, because with time being a premium, we're only ever on one song at once.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's a good way to do it as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
we've specifically tried to avoid working on 15 different songs at the same time, because otherwise you just end up with 15 half-baked ideas.
Yeah.
I feel as well with your music, because there is no lyrics, it allows you to go on a little bit longer from some of the songs I've heard, and it's more of a journey without the lyrics. Do you try to do that on purpose, or is that just the way it goes because you've got more time to fill with more instruments?
It's a bit of both, isn't it? It's sort of just, it kind of evolves that way. Like if you think back to any kind of like classical music or anything type of stuff, like you think like you get movements of pieces, don't you? That's just kind of how things roll. I think if anything, all music would be more of this vein if you take the lyrics out of it. It becomes like everyone just focuses on lyrics, and therefore they become the kind of the archetypal center of the music. They don't really need to be. They don't need to be there. And I think that kind of proves it by you don't notice how long our songs are. You might look at that and think, oh God, it's 10 minutes. That's an epic. But you don't really notice it quite as much because you've not got like some whiny teenager telling you about his feelings over the top of it.
I feel like, Alex, you've had a positive experience in a band before. That's the vibe I'm getting.
I'm just being childish. I'll listen to loads of like emo stuff. It's great.
That was the right inflection to say you listen to emo stuff. With that in mind, you're saying your music's a bit different than what is popular at the minute. We got a dog. Can we get a look at the dog?
Come say hi.
Oh.
Come here. Say hi. Look at everyone.
Oh, he's camera shy. Doesn't like it.
It's not ready. It's not ready for the limelight just
ready
yet.
for the world.
So you say your music a bit different from what's out there. Where would you feel your music fits into? Would you have it on a certain type of soundtrack? You must have a goal from where you would like it, whether it's a film, a video game, anything like that.
I think mine and Alex's goal mainly was sort of arc-tangent. So like just sort of math rock, post rock, like just getting on that bill is, yeah, that'd be huge for us, I think. If only to get a free ticket for the weekend.
Modest aspirations.
Yeah. I mean, so far, like obviously with a band like this, like world domination isn't really on the cards. Like, you know, compared to say if we would like, I don't know, Bring Me the Horizon or something like that, where they have just more straightforward songs that you can, you know.
Throw some shade at Bring Me the Horizon. I get it. It's okay.
Well, I am
understand.
from Leeds and they're from Sheffield, so.
What is the best place I can get some food in Yorkshire? What's some recommendations? I have some friends that live up there, and when lockdown's over, I plan to go and visit. Can you give me any recommendations?
If you like vegan food, Oporto down on Col Lane, they do some vegan junk food that's actually quite good. They were doing some fake KFC style stuff that was beautiful.
I agree.
Next door to that, they've got Neon Cactus as well, which does Mexican food, which is also very, very nice.
Yeah, Mexican food. There's Gringos in Huddersfield's nice. That does some pretty cool Mexican food.
I'm always down for Mexican food. So
hopefully we'll get some kickbacks from them for this.
Yeah. Where else did you go?
Yeah.
You name drop people. Where else? What about Tan Hill? Tan Hill, the highest pub in England. There you go. That's in Yorkshire.
What do you mean? Like they just smoke a lot of weed, or it's literally location-based height?
No.
You got to walk up a big hill to get there.
It's on the Pennine Way. Or is it like? I can be sad. It's 1,732 foot above sea level. There you go.
No, man, that's just geography for pubs.
So there's your pub quiz trivia as well.
Yeah, that's pub quiz trivia there.
Literally pub quiz. Yeah.
Yeah, and say Nando's as well, just so we can try and blag a black card.
You're on your way. You're on your way.
Yeah.
So you have an EP planned for mid to late 2021.
Yeah.
I suppose that depends on just how things go in the year. Is that right?
Yeah,
pretty much.
If Boris lets us out to play again, we might be.
Yeah. We said mid to late 21, just because we were like, obviously lockdown started at the start of January. We were thinking best case scenario, probably looking mid 2021 before things start to resemble anything close to normal again. So we'd just given up on making plans for the first half of the year, pretty much.
Do you find it easier or harder with this lockdown to record virtually, or is it just like we need to be together to get the vibe and help create?
We were discussing this the other day. In terms of like writing, the way the songs come together at the minute anyway tends to be that because me and Yuri are the guitarists, we tend to come up with like the melodic portions of the song. So we'll come up with the core idea and then sort of throw demos around and work it out. And then when we're actually in a room together, you know, come up with the finished product. So remotely, that hasn't changed. But in terms of like actually finalizing songs and stuff, I think without us actually being able to get in that room, which is kind of where the discussion ended up, we're going to struggle to finish the song and come up with something that we actually are all happy with.
Okay. Yep.
So we were trying to figure out a way of doing singles like now, but we were like, when you're all together, some of the nuances of the song end up coming out more, like, you know, just little bits that you might not necessarily notice if you're just at home doing single track recordings and then getting a drum track back and putting them together. You know, like you kind of end up with tunnel vision. I think you just focus entirely on the one thing, like your own parts. Whereas when you're in a room together, you have to listen to each other more.
It's like a dance. You need all the you know, partners there to help create something.
Exactly. Like, yeah, someone has to lead, someone has to follow, all that good stuff. I've seen a couple of episodes of Strictly. I know how it goes.
Do you have anything else planned for the year, or is it just the EP? Are you going to try gigs at the end of the year if it happens, or are you just all waiting around to see?
Well, yeah, ideally. This band's only played 2 gigs.
Yes.
Because, like I say, we formed the end of 2019, like literally November, so it was like the last gasps.
We were like set up to a gig a month, weren't we? Basically, we were kind of like,
yeah, that was kind of yeah. So we did our first ever gig like February last year, and then obviously lockdown part 1 happened in March. So then that, like, yeah, and I think we managed to sneak in a parish gig actually just before that happened.
Yeah, I think we did one in January, one in Feb. Was it one in January, one in Feb, or was it Feb and March? I can't remember. I think it was
in January.
Yeah, I think it was Jan.
Yeah.
Feb. One in Leeds, one in Huddersfield.
Yeah.
And then we got locked up. Yeah, because I saw Dead, and then we got locked up the next day.
Oh yeah, I remember you saying about that gig. Yeah, that tracks. But yeah, so basically, we were still hoping to gig, but like you say, planning wise, it's just
no one knows.
Yeah, exactly. I've tried to make plans with this band and the other band, and over the last year when the first lockdown ended and stuff, and every time we came close to something starting to happen, they'd be like, "Oh, new variant, infection rates rising. Here's the tiers. Here's lockdown 2. Here's lockdown 3." Like, you know,
apocalypse is next, isn't it? Though, of course.
Yeah. Then there's a reboot, and you end up with lockdown in space.
Yeah.
I just wanted to get your band opinion on what you've been doing to stay sane during all of the lockdown boogaloos.
We haven't been staying sane, really, have we?
No.
Not really.
I mean, we've all ended up classified as key workers, so our day jobs haven't actually shut down. Whereas, I don't know, some of my friends who work in hospitality have basically been off for a year. I don't know how they're staying sane. Well, I know some of them definitely aren't. They've got like Wayne to Call of Duty, and that's literally all their life now. They're like, I'm 10th level prestige. I'm like, I don't know what that is.
Alex?
What have I been doing to stay sane? I don't even know. Been reading The Glass Bead Game by Herman Hesse. There you go. That's it.
Okay. Yuri?
I've read a book.
Have you read a book?
Well, same thing as everyone, really, just reading, taking walks.
You're reading the Glass Bead Game as well. Cool.
Yeah, I 2020 is the year I started to read again. Ever since high school, I just didn't feel obliged to. But now, yeah, you need to try everything. Surprisingly, it's a very soothing, meditative activity.
No,
that is true. Yeah,
you can make the time fly by so much with books. I agree.
That's very true. The other thing, like as a band, that we started with the first lockdown, we were doing just like some short cover pieces that we could record remotely and just put out like just on YouTube or whatever. So we did
like the Twin Peaks video.
Yeah, we did Twin Peaks, we did Breaking Bad. We were gonna carry on, but then lockdown started easing. They didn't.
Now we're in this weird kind of like flick between it all.
You just grab your guitars and you're about to go out the door, and then, oh no, lockdown's back on. Get back inside. Was it like that?
Feels like that sometimes, yeah. Pretty much exactly like that sometimes, yeah.
Some venues started to open up slightly, and there was a slight hope of us actually playing a socially distant gig, but then again that all ended abruptly.
Yeah, we were trying to get hold of some venues about that, or doing like a live stream gig. But obviously, every time things start to look a little bit brighter, it then gets dark again.
Yep. Very poetic.
Yeah, thank you.
So my final question is that we are called Upside Down Shark. For each of you individually, what is your favorite shark? It can be made up, it can be real, it can be whatever you want it to be.
Sorted.
Okay, Alex
I love
looks confident. So go
He's straight in on the buzzer.
I'm all about sharks. There's actually I love sharks. I was in the Hebrides last year swimming with basking sharks. I've been tried to do it for years. I finally actually got some awesome footage in the water, so I have to go for basking sharks.
Did Yorkshire have a lot of sharks? Is that why you like them so much?
No, I've just kind of always been obsessed with them. I do quite a lot of like scuba diving and free diving and stuff. So
cool.
I'm quite into that.
Helps to be aware of sharks if you're underwater.
Alex is the cool one. He actually gets to do exciting stuff.
Robert,
I was actually in the last the current issue of BZAC
Scuba Divers Monthly.
Yeah, like an 8-page article of some of the photos of us when we got to do some DNA sampling on these sharks and stuff last summer. That was cool.
That is cool.
Nice,
yeah.
Nice.
I'll stop being a twat about it then.
They actually had to cancel Scuba Diving Weekly, so they do it monthly now, so more people can.
The demand just wasn't there.
Yeah.
I'd say personally, Hammerhead for no other reason than they look cool.
They do. They do.
Great hammerhead or scalloped hammerhead.
We'll go great. You know, clues in the name.
Well, yeah, it's not good, is it? It's not a good hammerhead.
Exactly. Like, if it's got the confidence to put itself forward as great, then who am I to ignore that?
I mean, we call ourselves Great Britain. Does that really work in that context as well?
No, I guess.
I refer to us as Britain, if I'm honest.
Yeah, shithole.
How come we are called Great Britain, but no one refers to themselves as being Great British, do they?
Well,
I'm sure some people do.
United Kingdom don't feel that united as of late, but there you go. Yuri, what is your favorite great thing or shark?
I think for me it has to be an animated character, Reggae Shark.
Reggae.
Plays in a band with the seals. Swims around Jamaica. Eats corrupt sheriffs, actually.
No, I don't think we've had a Jamaican shark on as an answer before. So there you go. First, so you guys aren't actually playing live, obviously, right now. Where should people go if they want to find out more of your stuff?
All the usual suspects: Facebook, Instagram, Spotify, Tidal, Amazon. Other streaming services are available. The if you want to track us down on Instagram or Facebook, it's at Going Feral Band for both. All one word, all lowercase or uppercase. I don't think it matters.
Okay. Thank you very much,
And-
guys.
Thanks a lot, mate.
Thanks for having us, and thank you, Yuri, for showing up.
Yeah. Keep us entertained as always.
I agree.